I don't know. Hello, hi, and welcome back to Selena's Home Entertainment, where I, Selena, entertain. Yeah! Today's video is a drawing video. What a surprise, Selena's standing for once. Yeah, and if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified whenever I post new videos. Thanks. I'm redrawing some characters. New and original. Now, this is like episode 3 now, which pretty good, I say. I was like, you know what? Let me look into my category of characters I want to redraw. I just haven't found a place for them yet. And I found these 3. Hey, editing me here. Just to say, there are only going to be 2 characters in this video. I did not have enough time to finish the 3rd one, and then I had some awesome and amazing technical difficulties with my electronics that now they're going to be delayed even more. And so digitally wise, I could only make 2. So enjoy these 2. Or me, I don't know. Let me see if I show them. The varying of different years. I think the only one I do not remember the year I drew this, because I didn't put a year on it, is the puppet girl / doll girl. This is just the intro of me introducing what is the series. This is, of course, episode 3. There are 2 other episodes where I take from my sketchbook and redraw, or just redraw characters in general. A lot of my drawing videos are just redrawings for the most part. A lot of them are. But I don't know, guys. But yeah, this is the intro. I still don't know how to transition properly. To the video. Alright. Meet the character that never came anywhere on social media. I think I posted her on my story once, and I think I posted her on my Instagram story once, and then I never truly finished this character, as I don't know why, but I was really unconfident, and I just thought she looked okay. And now that I look back at it, I was really hard on myself. I mean, I'm still not the nicest to myself sometimes when it comes to my art, but I know I'm a bit more confident than I was back then, and now that I look at it, I think she looks super cool. The only issue I really had, or like the ideas and plans I had, was for these redraws to kind of connect to future stories or just past OCs I've drawn, just to kind of make my world a bit bigger, my purgatory world, or the other worlds I haven't really like delved deep into onto this channel just yet. And I thought it would be cool and interesting for her to be part of the experiment world. I don't know what world to call it, where all my experiments happen and stuff, like my fruit girls, or even some of my other experiments that I have ideas for. She is an experiment gone right, actually. This mysterious doctor, I don't have her name yet, wanted to create part human, part puppet doll, and unfortunately, or fortunately in their eyes, they created a perfect creation. I wanted to experiment with like the Coraline aesthetic a little bit, as well, as Coraline is one of my favorite movies, and I really wanted to incorporate that. And one of the other things I really wanted to try and push myself as an artist is draw yarn hair. I'm not good at any sort of braids or anything, so that's why I have like a braid brush in general, but I really wanted to push myself and actually like draw yarn as her hair to really like improve to myself I can still draw braids or yarn hair or whatever. But her experiment name is DG201. She has, like I said, unfortunately been experimented on, meaning parts of her body is no longer human. She is part doll. She has stuffing in her. Her memory has long been gone. Unfortunately, she does not remember who she is or what's her name. All she knows is she's controlled by the doctor. The mysterious doctor has found a way to control Doll Girl, and basically she hurts people even though she genuinely doesn't want to. Unfortunately, with this experiment gone right, she has become depressed and she is extremely lonely. She has no friends. If she tries to leave or escape, which she has done many, many times, she comes back. And some people might see it as, oh, she's coming back, Stockholm Syndrome, is that what they call it? But in reality, she's coming back because, unfortunately, this mysterious doctor can control her to make her come back. And she can't really, move or say no. But at her time in this facility, let's just say, he lets her sew, make clothes. So the only real friend she has is the clothes she makes, the fun patterns she can find, or that he can find for her. Sometimes she is allowed to leave under certain perimeters. We don't want people freaking out seeing a doll girl, huh? Like I said, she loves unique patterns. She wears them herself. Every piece of clothing you see on her is most likely made by her, while also any of the other experiments that are in the facility are most likely made by her as well. I mean, at least the facility is using her in good ways. I don't know, guys. And that is most of the lore I have for her at this moment in time. I'm interested to see what else you guys want me to build from her story. I really had so much fun drawing this. I wanted to push myself not only with the hair, but I've noticed when I don't do heavy black line art, I kind of improve in art and I take my time a bit more, and I wanted to try that this time. Eventually I do want to merge the two, where I kind of do a little combo, but I really do the line art being just a little bit of a darker skin tone, or a darker blue, or normal natural colors that fit the skin or the clothes better, just because it honestly looks 10 times better sometimes than the black line art I would have done. Again, I had so much fun drawing her hair. It took forever, I'm not gonna lie. It took so long for me to draw every single yarn, but I've been watching tutorials on just in general how to draw braids, and that honestly really did help. And I think I got better over time. I will have the braid brush as a good backup, but this is a really fun way of learning how other hair types work, I feel like. And if you're having problems or issues, either there's so many tutorials out there on how to draw braids or curly hair in general, but also sometimes doll hair, because of the way it's made, it is kind of easier to see the shapes. I don't know, my brain sometimes needs to see other references, and sometimes puppet hair or doll hair has really interesting shapes to it that it really helps my brain understand how to draw. I do like how I made her a combination of scary and cute. The button eyes, which I knew I was going to do. Come on, button eyes. And but she just seems innocent, and I really wanted to capture this person is extremely innocent the moment you take a look at her clothes, her hair, her expressions even, and but like she's creepy. I mean, she has 2 different like skin types and like different patterns on her and button eyes. Like I wanted her to still be a little bit like, ooh, a little bit scary. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, and I'm kind of vibing with it, is like I gave her more of like a 60s 70s vibe the more I was drawing her with like the color combo I was doing. And honestly, I'm not complaining because it really did work. It with like the bright blue and then like the bright pinks and greens. I was like, oh, okay, I'm bringing the 60s, I guess, or 70s back. So that was really fun. I think the one thing I definitely do need to work on just a bit better for myself, it is good to let you guys know and to help keep myself, like, I guess accountable, not like I'm being negative or being mean to myself. No, it's more of just like I do feel like I need to work on rendering, especially when it comes to different skin types, just because even like you could have purple or pink skin tone, and sometimes my rendering just looks very muddy and very off. So if you guys recommend any rendering tips or tricks or anything like that for Clip Studio Art, because that's the program I use, please let me know in the comments, because I feel like I'm missing something when it comes to rendering, and I try to learn by watching other artists like just draw but sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. And I know a lot of times when people do tutorials on rendering, half the time it's like, I don't know, buddy, and I'm watching and like, cool, you know, that's okay. Also, this is kind of gonna be my style for my art videos. I feel like a close-up and a full body not only can bring out a personality of a character, but also it, you know, challenges me to do more than one pose, and it makes me draw the character more than once to kind of get their face and their color palette and everything like that, and also like giving them more of a personality, like what are their personality types, so like what are they saying right now, what are they thinking, etc, etc. Obviously my speech bubbles aren't going to be great because I don't really do this that often, but I want to keep doing this because it has like made me improve a bit better and has me really wanting to focus on character creation and really adding more personality to my drawings now that I'm feeling more comfortable in my style and more comfortable in my drawing. The main questions I have is, what do you guys want to know more about her? What do you think is her name, if she had a name? Like, I'm gonna keep calling her Doll Girl, or you can call her Puppet Girl. But like, if she could remember at least one thing and it would be her name, what would you think it would be? Or give me rendering tips. I love tips and tricks. Don't be mean about it, obviously, but try to be kind. I am a human being, after all, just asking for fun little tips of certain stuff. But yeah, this is Doll Girl. Hope you enjoyed her. Okay, now meet Unicorn Girl. I have drawn her once in my failed OC October challenge that one year, and that's when I didn't really like her either. I drew her first because my aunt was recommending me draw a unicorn type girl character, and I said okay. I finally put the boots down and I drew her. And I wanted to make her a more solid OC with introduction to a land I don't often talk about and I want to talk more about. Plus, I just think overall this looks a little bit better, and it shows actually some of my art's progress, which is crazy. I think the main things I wanted to do was definitely change her hair. While I do like the original hair, I wanted to add more uniqueness because she is a unique character I don't have in my roster of OCs. I wanted to make sure her hair was kind of cool and interesting, that I would want to draw her more as well. So her hair is very long and sparkly. It's very mellow Neapolitan, right? I can't remember. Ice cream kind of vibe. And that's what I was loving. And the sparkles and everything. But meet the Unicorn Princess. The princess who's in charge of Mythical Land. Which, if you don't know what Mythical Land is, it is a land full of peace and harmony in Purgatory World. You go there if you are any mythical creatures, if you are a descendant of gods and goddesses. It is basically a somewhat peaceful land where you go there to relax. Some people come from other Purgatory Worlds to go there to the spa. There's a spa, there's all kinds of things. There are fairies, pixies, all sorts of D&D mythical characters, all sorts of things. There's a whole magical girl group who protects the mythical land, but Unicorn Princess is in charge of everything. Her favorite color is pink, and obviously, if you can tell, rainbows, like this. She loves pastel colors also. If they don't have pink, pastel is the way to go, but please have pink. She has royal unicorn blood, which means she is part of a royal family. Which one that is, the world may never know. She is a very kind and very kind-hearted, sweet princess. She is very shy. She is very much an introvert when it comes to being a princess. She rarely comes out of the castle, only if she really has to, or for any important events. She will leave the castle, but other than that, she stays in. She relaxes inside the castle, possibly slowly losing her mind. Behind the scenes, unfortunately, this beautiful unicorn princess is struggling with something. But unfortunately, behind the scenes, while you might see a kind and beautiful unicorn princess, she is actually slowly losing her marbles. Now, for the reason why is unknown, it's kind of like blocked out like an FBI. She doesn't want you to know, and it might be because I don't know as well. I do want to kind of keep that a mystery, and I want y'all to theorize in the comments of like maybe what she is. She has a bunch of scars and bruises around her. Unfortunately, she has fought some people in the past or future. When she's in those kind of spurty moments, she kind of hits people, and people aren't afraid to hit even a princess back sometimes. But she has a bunch of scars. Unfortunately, she hides a lot of her body, as she does not like her body at all. There could be something mysterious underneath. But she loves the long, beautiful gowns. Nobody really questions it. Again, she is a princess after all. So gloves and long, beautiful gowns and long hair, they're nobody's gonna question that. And she appears to be okay at events and stuff, able to talk to people. It's just behind the scenes where the secrets are being secretive and being kept. Again, this whole redrawing series was so fun in general. She was so fun to draw. Again, I think she is my only unicorn character at this moment in time. And she was just so fun to draw, just like a weird, odd, but cute and adorable, and cool hair kind of unicorn. Again, I think one of the major things I need to like lock in a little bit more, and that's why I'm kind of like doing different poses and like adding more lore onto the photo itself as well is to kind of give myself more lore ideas to help the lore be a bit more easier, not only for me to understand, but for you guys to understand, because, you know, I like to do this for YouTube occasionally. So any, of course, tips or tricks, let me know, or any ideas you have for her. I would love to hear. I would love to hear, because she was so fun to draw. I really cannot wait to draw her again. It definitely took a minute to get the idea, especially when it came to her eyes. I'm still figuring out a way to draw eyes that don't look extreme too empty, especially with these rainbow eyes. I had some let's just say I had some freaking difficulty with this one for some reason, and I hate that so much because she was very fun, and like the hair was like so fun to draw. It was just the rest that I was kind of having issues with, of like, what should I do here, what should I do there? You know, she has this band-aid and this scar, and like I want to add some mystery to her, of like, she does get into fights, but she, you know, there might be other stuff she's hiding that people aren't really questioning about this unicorn princess. I also wanted to actually draw a freaking background, and I am kind of, not to toot my own horn, I used to watch Bob Ross videos all the time, even though half of this background is made by Clip Studio Art brushes. But anyways, I wanted to kind of channel my inner Bob Ross and make a beautiful background for her to kind of fit herself a lot more, and I think it really pulled the whole photo itself together. I generally do like her. I think she is super strong. Once I got into the flow of things, she became an easier character to draw as well. I also, again, think my rendering needs to be worked on just a bit more. I don't know why I can render hair beautifully and awesome, but then it comes to clothes, and then when it comes to skin tones or eyes even sometimes, I'm like, I don't know. That looks kind of cool, I guess. And trying to learn all these like clip layers and stuff like that, it kind of can be a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie, but like at least the hair's fucking eating. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, the hair, I cooked with that. I tried to make her skin as sparkly as I could. I want her to look mythical, I want her to look cool, I want her to be that one princess you see entering a mythical land being like, I want to be her. And I already asked my questions, but I'll ask them again at the end, is like, what do you think her backstory is? Why do you think she's losing her mind? She's a princess. She's a unicorn princess at the most beautiful, totally safe and perfect mythical land. What you gotta lose your mind for, you know? That's what you gotta ask yourself. But she was very fun, and I definitely had fun drawing her for. You're just gonna have voiceover, Selena. I'm lazy, and setting up everything seems like a lot of work. And Selena forgot to film an outro for this video, so you're gonna have lovely. I don't know what I'm going to show you guys while you hear the comfort of my voice. But that is the end of this video. Like I said, unfortunately, the third redraw character, she is not here, but she will be in a future episode, because basically I kind of changed that OC completely, which is always, I feel like, is a good sign that I might be improving my art. Who knows? Let me know down in the comments what your guys' favorite character was. How am I doing on my editing skills? I found a way to screen record on my tablet before it, you know, did its tablet things. So let me know how that went, if you want to see that, or you just would rather see what I've done previously. I'm trying new ways of recording and new ways of commentary as well. As as I progress in my YouTube life. And thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I have done this series before in the past, so if you want to watch any other redrawings, there is a little playlist at the end of this video that you guys can check out yourselves. And if you're new here and you've stuck around this long, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified whenever I post new videos. I don't just draw, I also play video games a lot of the time, so enjoy the best of the both worlds as well. So yes, enjoy. Goodbye.